And it's Women's Health Wednesday, and today we are talking about painless X-ray that checks the health of your bones. Joining us this morning with more is Erin Rudd, lead mammographer for Carle Health of Greater Peoria, and Mindy Stair, and she is a mammographer at Carle Health. So talk a little bit about these special X-rays. I heard that they're called DEXA scans. Describe the main functions.
Yes. So do you want to?
I better take this. It's hard to say.
It's a mouthful. What DEXA stands for. So.
Yeah.
Dual Energy X-ray Absorptiometry.
Oh, wow.
So a DEXA exam is a painless exam. It's a very low dose of radiation. It measures bone mineral density and how strong your bones are. It's good, and it plays a part in diagnosing osteoporosis and also risk factors for fractures in the future. As we age, bone loss occurs. A lot of people may not know that they have osteoporosis or a risk for it. And the DEXA scan is just a great exam that can help diagnose these factors. So there are a lot of risk factors too with having a DEXA scan that most women, what do you want to put?
Yeah, so basically they advise women over the age of 65, like that's the general age that they would recommend you start, talking to your doctor about getting a DEXA scan, because as she said, with age comes loss of mineralization. There's other risk factors though, like she said, if you might want to come in sooner than 65 if you're a smoker, or if you take certain types of medicines like steroids, if you have been undergoing cancer treatments, and some of those medicines can affect your bone health as well.
If you've been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, certain endocrine illnesses such as hyper or hypothyroidism, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, like I said, those can all put you at a risk. Also, post-menopausal women in general are a good candidate to have a DEXA. As we age, our estrogen levels can go down. Having lower estrogen levels can cause your bones to weaken. Most people who have osteoporosis will experience more fractures than other individuals in their life. So.
Yeah, and what is the prep to get this scan, and how long does this scan take?
So the scan in general takes usually 10 minutes. That's with us bringing you in, asking you questions about your health, risk factors. So the scan, you lay on a table. There's a cushion on the table. It usually takes about 5 minutes. What we do is we image your hips and your lower spine. And the reason we do those bones is because they are the most affected by osteoporosis. That's where we see a lot of fractures, especially in the elderly. But all in all, there is no prep. It's a non-invasive exam.
The only complaint we ever get is people wish it took longer.
Yes.
Because they could take a nap.
Oh, wow.
It's
Yeah.
super easy. There's no IVs.
Yep.
You stop taking your calcium about 24 hours in advance. But otherwise,
Yeah.
It's a very simple test. You're in and out within 10 minutes.
Yeah, and how could this scan help, protect your bones? Because there's a lot of bone fractures and things like that.
So, like I said earlier, some people, they might not know they have osteoporosis or at risk for osteoporosis. So, getting diagnosed with this, they can see their healthcare provider, and they may recommend over-the-counter medications like vitamin D, calcium. They may also recommend that you be put on prescription medications or injections to help build your bone strength up.
And Erin, how do you know if you have healthy bones?
Well, you don't really. I mean, this is a great way. The best way to keep them healthy is to stay active. Obviously taking in calcium naturally is always good. Talking to your doctor about it, but getting this test is important. And not just the DEXA alone. It's important for women to also talk to their doctor about adding that trabecular bone score onto it as well. It's an additional test that comes with the DEXA, but it has to be ordered separately or along with the DEXA. And it's interesting you ask, because you can have a normal DEXA bone score, but your bone structure could still be weak. It's like bricks. You can have a lot of bricks, but the mortar's not holding it together well. So adding that TBS score is important too. I just wanted to make sure to also advise people to ask about that. TBS, yeah.
And what symptoms? Oh, sorry.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
fine. And another good thing is to stay active, whether it be, you know, brisk walking, having a good diet to get the vitamins and minerals that you need, getting enough calcium intake.
Yeah. And what are some symptoms that people may experience that be like, oh, maybe I should go get a DEXA scan?
More frequently, fractures, broken bones, even if it's just a small injury. If you have a history of several fractures, could be good indication for you to have a DEXA scan. They also recommend it's not just for women. Women are at higher risk, especially Caucasian women and women of Asian descent. But they also recommend men 70 and older have this done too.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so